My topic today is succession planning through 4 generations. Shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations is a common saying used by most cultures. In China, it's rice bowl to rice bowl in 3 generations. What it means is that most family wealth, and therefore most family businesses, don't survive beyond the 3rd generation. Meanwhile, Mayhew & Associates has not just bucked this trend, but managed to grow. This family business is now in its 4th generation. My guest today is Marcia Mayhew, President and CEO of Mayhew & Associates, a company that specializes in contract furnishings and design. Welcome, Marcia.
Thanks for having me today.
Thank you. Marcia, I understand that this year you're one of Canada's 50 best managed companies. Congratulations.
Thank you, and we are very proud of that fact, and I think it has to do with the team that I have behind me running this organization.
That is excellent. Now, one of the amazing things about your family business is not only have you survived 4 generations, but the major contribution of women through those 4 generations. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
I'm very proud of that fact. In 1934, it was my great-grandmother that actually started Windsor Office Supply, and then my grandmother was in the business, my mother, who really is the design partner behind the entire design business of ours, and now me.
That's amazing. So I understand you worked outside of the family business first. Tell me why you did that.
I did that because I was stubborn after I graduated university, and I did not want to get into the family business. Having both parents in a family business, that was all I heard throughout my childhood. So I wanted to see what the real business world was like.
Now, that is great. You had reached a level of maturity. But I know families, and there's always a lot of conflict. Do you have any special procedures or systems for handling family conflict?
Absolutely. There is always going to be conflict in any business. But conflict is okay, because out of conflict sometimes comes the best creations. So we do have a way to manage conflict, and we do have a way to manage decisions. And that is through our critical thinking model, as well as through communication practices that we have. And we meet on a quarterly basis and sit in an advisory group, and that's how we solve most of our problems. And it's really pushing with respect and making sure that all sides of a story are heard.
Now, you also said something very interesting to me over the phone. What you said is we have goals, and we set very short, specific goals, and that keeps us focused. Do you want to just elaborate on that?
My father and mother and I sat around, and we came up with something very short, and it was 50-10 by 15. And that has really been what we have used as our vision matrix. A 50-50 product to service mix, 10% pre-tax profit by 2015. And everything that we have done in our business is to try to achieve that vision matrix. So whether that is hiring new sales folks, or creating a lean, efficient operations group, to implementing new shred initiatives, it's all due to that 50-10 by 15.
Okay, so that makes it simple.
Simple. And everything in our board meetings and what the owners ask is around how does that achieve our 50-10 by 15.
So, do you have any specific comments or suggestions that you would make to other family businesses?
I think number one is to make sure that you have regular communication and stay away from impromptu communication around the business. My father and I used to be at each other's throats all the time, simply because he'd call up and ask how the bookings were every morning. So what we've done is we've got scheduled meetings on a quarterly basis with a set agenda, as well as I also send them key performance indicators on a weekly basis, so they know at any point in time how the business is doing.
That's great. Thank you, Marcia.
Thanks for having me today.
In summary, work elsewhere before you enter the family business. This gives you a chance to develop confidence, hone your skills, and bring fresh vision to the family business. Only go into the family business if it's voluntary. It should not be obligatory. Contributing family members should be fairly paid. Reward their performance in the same way that the market would. If you're a retiring family member, don't give unsolicited advice or help, thus undermining the transition. However, if you do have questions, the proper place to air them is in the board meeting. This ends our interview for Private Equity Revealed.